everyone. Welcome to the family of Wisdom Oak. Wisdom Oak. Oak tree represents knowledge and strength. Here at Wisdom Oak, you will be studying in a different manner with interest. We will guide you to get success in your career. At Wisdom Oak, it is the combination of teaching and technology. Here, study will be more inclined towards the application part. Here, science as well as mathematics will be related to real world problems and solved. Being a mathematician, I would like to tell you, don't take mathematics is a difficult subject. It is a very interesting and easy subject. You have to learn maths with interest, and it is like a game. So mathematics subject is like game. You play so many games in your mobile phones, or else physically you play cricket, football, volleyball, so many games. There are some rules. You have to follow the rules. If you follow the rules, then you will get success or you will win the match. If you make mistakes, then your points will be cut. Here also same thing is applied in studying mathematics. Here you will be having some properties, formulae, you have to remember and apply. If you remember, apply rules, formulae, everything correctly, then definitely you will become the masters of mathematics. To study maths, to learn maths, few points are very important. First point is you should have interest. You should have interest towards the subject. Here we'll create the interest to study mathematics. If you have any maths phobia, it will be removed with the help of counselors. So interest should be there. If you have interest, then understand the concepts. Understanding concepts is very important because you cannot by heart mathematics. You have to understand. If concepts are clear, any type of problems you can solve. Next, third one, 3 P's are important. Pen, paper and practice. These 3 P's are very important to learn maths. Pen, paper and practice means whenever you start studying maths, you sit to study maths, always you should have pen and paper with you. If it is a very small example also, you have to solve it. You have to practice it. Practice more number of times to get perfection. Next, fourth one, solve on your own. Your own. Why it is important? Because every teacher will make you to understand the concepts. She or he may solve many number of problems, but ultimately you have to sit, solve it, practice it and solve on your own. Means in first attempt or second attempt or third, fourth attempt you may get wrong answers. Your answers may not be tallied with the correct answer. No problem. If you get at your 10th attempt, if you get a correct answer, that feel, that success, that is different. You will feel that. So that is important in solving the problems. Will make you to get that desired in you. Next, fifth one, if you follow these, then definitely you will get good marks in the subject. You will become the masters of the subject. That is, with the cooperation of students and teacher, it is easy. And mathematics is the only one subject here where you can score out marks easily. Even in competitive exams also. In all the competitive exams, maths concepts, questions will be on concepts. Okay. To understand how the teaching will be, I'll take one small demo by taking the chapter number theory. So just we'll discuss number theory. You all have studied numbers, and from 7th standard itself, number theory. In each class, first chapter will be on number theory. So I have taken that chapter, that is number theory. We all know numbers. Okay, there are natural numbers. 0 is there, even number, odd number, negative numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers. Just we'll study those in a systematic way. First we'll start with the smallest set of numbers, that is natural numbers. So here we'll be having 1, 2, 3 like that. So this set is also called as counting number set. So in the set n, we'll be having numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Next, we know 0 is there. Okay, we'll take 0 here. So this family is growing now. Now it is 0, 1, 2, 3. This set becomes set of whole numbers. This set becomes set of whole numbers. So whole number set will be, it includes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So just observe here. Every natural number is a whole number. But every whole number is not a natural number because 0 is not a natural number. Next, we have taken positive terms. 0 is there and even we know negative terms are also there. Okay, we will include those also. So, including negative numbers. -1, -2, -3 and so on. Now this set becomes set of integers. Set of integers. So set of integers will be 0 is there plus positive terms, negative terms. So now our family is growing. Okay? Okay. 0, positive terms, negative terms. Again we have studied decimal numbers, even fractions also, include those. Now this is the family. Here we will be having numbers like p by q, where p and q are integers. Here one condition is q is not equal to 0. Because if q is equal to 0, this becomes infinity, it has no meaning. So here strict condition is q is not equal to 0. Next, it is a rational number set. Rational numbers. So it consists of p and q, where p and q are integers, belongs to integers. And condition is q is not equal to 0. Again with that, we know that there are few numbers which are not expressible in terms of p by q. We cannot take those into this set. We will make the separate set for that. This is not expressed in terms of p by q. These are called as irrational numbers. Irrational numbers. Okay? So, this is rational number set and this one is irrational number set. So together these two make up a new big set, that is real number set. So real number set is nothing but it is the numbers containing rational and irrational numbers. One more thing, to know whether it is real number or not, this is real number set. We know number line. Okay, this is number line. 0 is there, 1, 2, 3, so on. Here it is -1, -2, so on. Just take 0, we can locate. Negative terms, we can locate. Positive terms also can be located. If you take p by q, let us take p by q is equal to 1 by 2, it is 0.5. So somewhere it lies here, that can be located. Irrational number like pi is irrational number, root 3 is irrational number, root 2 are irrational numbers. We know value of root 3, it is 1.7 something. That can be located here. So every irrational number can be located on the real number line. So that's why this set is called as real number. Alternate definition of real numbers is the numbers which can be located on the number line are called as real numbers. Now we'll study these natural numbers, whole numbers, subfamily of those. Now we'll consider set of natural numbers. So set of natural numbers, it is 1, 2, 3, 4. It is divided into prime numbers and composite numbers. Composite numbers. So here prime means head. Okay, what it says, I will be divisible by myself and 1 only. It says like that. Because he is the prime number. Means it is divisible by 1 and itself. Okay. Only 2 factors will be there for prime numbers. Remember, 2 factors. Remember, only 2 factors. Composite means it is a little bit generous. It takes the other guests also. Means here it is divisible by 1, itself, and 1 more factor. There may be 2 factors like that, 3 factors also like that. So total minimum 3 factors should be there. That is called as composite number. So let us come to the prime number. First consider this. Can you tell me whether 1 is prime number? What is the rule here? Always try to understand the rule. What is the rule? That number should be divisible by 1 and itself, and it should have 2 factors. So number 1 is divisible by 1. That number itself is 1. So what are the number of factors here? Only 1. So 1 is not a prime number. And it is not a composite number also. So 1 is the number which is neither prime nor composite. Next come to 2. 2 is divisible by 1 and that number itself. So 2 is the prime number. Then 3 is also prime number. It is divisible by 1 and 3 and so on. This is set of prime numbers. So the smallest prime number is 2. Next, composite number. 1, 2, 3 are over. Next come to 4. How many factors are there for 4? 1 is there. That number itself is there, and it is divisible by 2 also. So there are 3 factors. Then it is a composite number. So 4 is a composite number. Next, 5, no, 6, 8, 9 and so on. These are called as composite number. So in competitive exams sometimes they will ask very silly question, that is, which is the smallest composite number? 4 is the smallest composite number. Whether 1 is prime or composite, they will ask such questions. So 1 is neither prime nor composite. Next, we will consider whole number set. Whole number, I will represent whole number as 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and so on. Here also 2 types. One is even, another one is odd. What are even numbers? Even numbers are those which are divisible by 2. Divisible by 2. Odd numbers are those not divisible by 2. Not divisible by 2. Okay. So divisible by 2. Whether 0 is divisible by 2 or not. Let us check. 0 by 2. What is the answer? 0. So 0 is divisible by 2. So it is even number. Sometimes we forget this 0. It is not even number. No. 0 is the even number. Next. 1 is not divisible by 2. No. We cannot take. We can write it here. 2. Yes. Divisible. 3. No. 4. And so on. Here 5 and so on. In this way we divide even numbers and odd numbers. So on, it is very difficult to make you understand in demo class, that is number theory. Next, rational, irrational numbers are there. So here only I have taken these 2 concepts. In this way our classes will be. So it will be easy to understand. Each and every concept will be taken care to make you understand. This is about Wisdom Oak. We will visit soon at our institute. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Komal S. Kattimani, your tutor, and welcome you all to Wisdom Oak Study Circle. We are here to just give you a brief description or introduction about our study circle. So, to introduce myself, I am Komal Kattimani, completed my Masters in Technology in 2012, and I am into study circle or teaching from past 8 years. So why am I here, or why we are here at Wisdom is, being from a technology background, we know where exactly maths and science is used, and that is the reason why we believe that conceptual learning or application oriented learning is most important for students. And this is the motto of Wisdom Oak. So we provide many other facilities to all of you here. For example, we have a study circle, you can come and learn here. We have a library, you can come and sit and study. At the same time, we want you all to spend 45 minutes extra with us before your classes. Why is this 45 minutes? This 45 minutes is for revision of your previous classes, which will help you learn better in your forthcoming classes. So with this brief introduction, we also at Wisdom Oak believe that intellectual learning is for mind, whereas value-based learning is for heart. And we believe in true education, and true education is both for mind as well as heart. So with this motto, let me start with my first demo lecture on force and pressure for standard 8th. So let us briefly discuss about force and pressure. Now, before starting, I would like to have my classes in an interactive way. So I would like to question, when I say force, what comes to your mind at the beginning? Force means what? So the answer you may give is force is an action of pull or push, or force is action exerted by one body on another. Okay, so to briefly define what is force, force is action exerted by one body on another. Okay, now let me give you some examples about force. Now, for example, you go and push your friend, it's a force. You lift a bag, it's a force. Next question is, what are the important parameters, or what are the important themes what we have to understand in a force? So I have 2 points which are very important when I define force. One is push and one is pull. Now again, for this I would like to give you all some examples. For example, you have a friend and you don't want your friend to come to your home. What do? You push him away. What do? You exert an action of push. If your force or direction of force is towards the body, so if this is my body or this is my object and the direction of force is towards the object, I call it as push. Now, for example, you want to go to a film and your friend is not coming with you, he is not agreeing to come with you for a film. What do? You pull him towards you. So now, how do you define a pull? For example, you have a body, and if your force is moving away from the body, you can see the arrow marks. One arrow mark is going towards the body, you are pushing an object, whereas one arrow mark is going away from the body, you are pulling an object. So whenever you have to define force, these push and pull is very important. I can give you one more example. Maybe you go to any shops, anywhere, you are opening a door or closing a door. Every time on one side of the door you have a note written push, on another side of the door you have a note written pull. So what do you mean by push? You exert the force towards the body. What do you mean by pull? You exert a force away from the body. So this concept of push and pull is very important in force. Okay, so I have talked about force. Now next, I'll ask you one question. I have, say, hope it looks like a vehicle. I have a vehicle and say a person is standing over here. Okay, now he is the person, this is the vehicle. There is no contact between this person and the vehicle. The person is not touching the vehicle. Do you think the vehicle will move? No. Or do you think any force is exerted on the vehicle? No. So what is one more important point which I want to highlight here is force cannot occur unless and until there is an interaction. Now what do you mean by interaction? Suppose if this person puts his hand on this vehicle or he pushes the vehicle, means what? There is a contact between the person's hand and the vehicle. So which means that there is a contact surface, there is an interaction. So if I want a force to occur, there has to be an interaction between the object and the person. So when I define a force completely, how do I define a force? Force is an action of pull or push, or it is action exerted by one body on another. Okay, so I know now what is a force. Now again, I would like to give you some more examples. For example, I have a big box. Think that you have a big box at your home and you are trying to push this box. Say think that this box is 100 kgs. Okay, now first question I'll ask you is, can you push this 100 kgs box? At one instance, the answer which comes to your mind may be no, you cannot push this 100 kg box. Now next, I'll ask you, what will you do to push this 100 kg box? Your next answer maybe I'll take the help of my friend, my brother, my sister. So you bring one more person. And you say, or you tell him also to push the box. So what is happening? Two people are together pushing the box. So when two people are together pushing the box, there are two forces exerted in the same direction. So I want you all to look over here. Same direction. Same direction. When two forces are being pushed or being applied in the same direction, both forces add with each other and the object moves, right? Now think, if your brother or your sister, whomever you have called, does not apply force in this direction, okay, I will think that he says no, I'm not applying force in this direction, I want to apply force in this direction. Now tell me, will the box move? No. Why it will not move? Because your force is acting towards right, your brother or sister, your friend's force is acting towards left. So see the direction of the forces. Both the forces are opposite in direction. So when both the forces are opposite in direction, they nullify each other or they balance each other. Okay, so when I say they nullify each other or they balance each other, there will be an effect of minusing or negative. Two forces are in one direction, you add. Two forces are in opposite direction, you subtract. So now I know what is the force, what is push or pull. I know what happens to a force if I apply in same direction. I know what happens to a force if I apply it in opposite direction. So with all these concepts, let me introduce you to the two important points by which I can define a force completely. Now what are the two important points? The two important points are magnitude and direction. Now what do you mean by magnitude? Say again, I take an example. I am a force. My force is acting on this floor down, right? I am a force, my force is acting on this floor. Okay, now you tell me in which direction my force is acting. The first thing which comes to your mind is downwards, right? My force is acting downwards. Why it is acting downwards? Because I have gravity, right? So my force is acting downwards. What is this? This is direction. So whenever I have to define a force, I need to know what is direction. Okay, my next question is, how much force am I applying on this floor? How much force? Maybe I am 50 kgs, I am 60 kgs, right? I am applying 50 kgs weight on this floor. What is this 50 kgs? This 50 kgs is magnitude and I am applying the force downwards. This downwards is the direction. So I can say that force is a vector quantity which has to be defined completely by magnitude and direction. So with this brief introduction, let us start with some more concepts of force and pressure in the next class. Signing off from y'all, I want y'all to meet us early at the email and the contact address which is posted to y'all. Thank you.